time of the year once more when a balanced Dataslate drops for Warhammer 40,000, but it was a little earlier than usual, so join us as we give you our thoughts on these changes as they've now ruminated around our brains a bit, so you can see what we think of everything that's changed. Welcome back to Tabletop Tactics, where you join me, James Jordan, aka The Bard. Today I'm joined by Mr. Lawrence Baker, the Spider. And of course, we'd be remiss to not use the new weapon in our arsenal of meta-knowledge. It is the mighty Metamic! Oh, I like the reload, that's fun. Look, this is a little bit late off the press compared to some of the videos that have come out, but what we wanted to do is, I think, often you could jump out first and you're like, whoa, this is all loads of crazy information, and hasn't had time to settle and sort of permeate in our brains. So we're doing more of a kind of, not, I guess, a retrospective, I guess like an autopsy, pulling it apart a bit more and going more of our thoughts and opinions on each of the changes, because you guys will probably know what some of those are, because if you love your faction, you've probably been reading this all weekend and all at the start of the week, so that's kind of what we're going for in this video. But there's a lot of changes.
Yeah,
big
changes, right?
Big changes. Some changes that some of us are very, very happy about.
You're very happy. I had some nice changes too. Are you happy, Metamic?
Yeah, I am actually. I am. Yeah, I'm happy with the changes I got, as small as they were. Yeah. But I'm very happy.
Little tweaks. Yeah, especially if you haven't already headed over to On Demand and been part of our in-house league that we're doing. Then we have the first one over on YouTube. Yeah, our factions have all pretty much had a bit of a change. So that's very, very exciting. But yeah, so I guess to start with then, the housekeeping bit of the balanced data slate before we jump into all the faction specific stuff is more about the tournament pack itself, because you're not sure how you feel about this, but
I know how I feel about this.
Okay, you do know how you feel about this.
Livid.
Challenges are gone?
Challenger cards are no longer in matched play games.
They're gone.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Completely gone.
Did you like a challenger card?
I actually felt they had a place.
Yeah.
But they could have been handled better.
Yeah.
I think what the issue you had was 6 points was not enough of a deficit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And in addition to that, you would be eligible for a challenger card before you scored your primary.
Yes.
So you might be 6 behind and then get 15 primary, and suddenly it's just 3 points.
Because you do it at the beginning of the battle round.
Beginning of the battle round, exactly
which,
right.
Having run so many events here now, like that comes up all the time. People are like, "What? I get it, but I'm about to score this." I'm like,
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's so it's frustrating to me that they couldn't find a workaround.
Yes.
I think, dare I say, a little lazy to just say we're not going to have it.
They didn't fix it; they nuked it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't they? From orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
It's the only way to be sure.
It is a shame because I like the concept.
I need my red one
like
for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need the other one. Yeah, it feels like I agree with you. It feels like a very just kill it dead, rather than maybe changing the placement of when you drew it or had access to it might have fixed things maybe. But they were always a funky one. I think they were a great idea, but I agree the delivery was not the best, which is a shame.
They're always struggling with, how do we maintain a game where ultimately a person gets a whole turn and the other person gets a whole turn. And the problem is, I remember at the beginning of, towards the end of 9th, obviously a lot of the games were sort of over by turn 3 because of the points deficit, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a struggle for them to try and get that, meet that, I suppose, in the middle there, so that the game is still worth playing to the end. So that's what they're trying to do. But yeah, it didn't quite work.
Yeah, it didn't quite work, and now they've just gotten rid of the whole idea of it.
That's it.
Entirely. It's like,
maybe it'll come back. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe it'll come back.
Hopefully.
Would this be though? Like, how many more of these are we expecting? Another one in 6 months, right?
Another one in 6 months. But then, how many more mission packs are we expecting? Is the thing, right? Is this the last?
Well,
are they going to redo Challenger cards?
Well, here's the thing. Like, if the rumours are true and it is 11th edition next year, this is the last one to see us out, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I have a crazy theory.
Right, guys?
I always have a crazy theory.
What's your crazy theory?
So I always think that it's all, with editions, it's normally quite sensible, right? It's all trying to keep the balance and all. I remember this at the end of 9th edition.
Yeah.
It's all kind of trying to keep it all ticking over, and there's little tweaks and changes, and they're scared to do stuff. Once they then know they've only got like 6 months or something to the end of the edition. They then just sort of take the gloves off and go cuckoo bananas. Do you remember at the end of Ninth, they were just sort of, take whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just sort of came in, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you end up getting, it's almost like boss rush mode at the end of an edition. They kind of know people are getting a bit tired, everything's getting a little bit stale. So like with Arcs of Omen last time around, they had lots of little crazy changes. Loads of cool individual models came out, so I think there'll probably be thick and fast minor updates and maybe lots of detachments and things like that, but not like a wholesale sensible mission. Maybe it'll be a bit more like match play, there's some tweaks, but also here's loads of other ways of playing the game. Just to see you through before we actually are going to do something probably a bit larger if there is going to be a new edition.
You started at 8th, didn't you?
I did,
when
yes.
you started? So you
heady
did...
days.
Yeah, those heady days. So 8th edition was Tempest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maelstrom of War.
Yeah.
So... Because remember, they actually released that like towards the end of the edition.
Yeah, they did.
As like a deck of cards, which were like all of a sudden made the game really awesome.
We were the only people covering it for a while, and it sold out. So you're welcome, G-Tubs.
That's right. It's it. Well, then everyone's like, this is awesome. I wonder, it'd be cool if they did something like that.
Anyway. Straight kooky. Do you know what I mean?
Probably off topic a bit.
Exactly.
Let's talk what they've actually done.
If that's the kind of the housekeeping things, one other housekeeping thing to note is the balanced data slate itself, which I think is quite an interesting talking point, has had a format change, which is very funny to me because now every page is a whole faction.
Right.
And what I like about this is initially in its inception, the idea was it's supposed to be just a handful of changes all in one document. Yeah. But now the changes have grown to the size of AdMech, as we'll get onto, have a whole page of changes. So I think it's a sensible format change for where we are. Yeah. But it also suggests
it's very telling.
If you know what I mean, so that's just an interesting.
Even the 10th edition rulebook changes alone.
Make
the rules substantially thick.
So there's a lot going on in this book. But this is very exciting. So I guess we'll move straight on to the factions then. Yeah. Faction 1, the Adepta Sororitas. This is, I guess, a sort of the smaller of the changes in the amount of changes that are happening. But there's been a change to Retributors now. So they still get the innate rerolling a hit roll of 1 and a wound roll of 1, which is very, very nice. But now if something destroys some sisters, is my understanding, they get a +1 to hit and to wound against that thing, right?
That's right, yes. They deliver Retribution.
Which is in the name, right?
Which is in the name, yeah. It used to be reroll wounds.
Which was quite tasty.
Which is tasty, but when you're dealing with Melter that's all strength 9, it's, you're trying to fish for 5s.
Exactly. +1 to wound is really strong on Melter.
Yes.
It's really
what actually you want.
Yeah,
it makes Melter actually an anti-tank weapon.
Yeah. It's really quite nice, and especially as well because of the nature of miracle dies. If you've got more middling dies, I imagine that helps with then if you've got +1 to wound, you're actually more likely to get it through, which is quite nice. They have also had a smattering of points drops across the sisters. You've got some drops on Imagifier, on Celestine herself, and then Agatha Christie and friend. I just can't say their names. I stutter and it all becomes a whole thing. But Retributors have also gone down, as well as having this sort of change.
So better rules and they're cheaper.
Yes.
So obviously they really weren't being taken, I'm assuming, in the meta at all.
No, which is very sad.
For the Sororitas.
Which is nice because they're iconic for sisters, and I think that's really cool. Do we think this will be a crazy change, or do we think it is not really going to affect sisters in general?
I think we'll see it more.
Yeah.
I definitely think we'll see it more. Immolators being able to carry them around, and obviously take cover away from things. And then you might see them in detachments other than Hallowed Martyrs, because obviously Hallowed Martyrs gives them that rule, kind of, as they get damaged. But you get, +1 strength and assault in the other one, I can't remember.
Which will be nice with the +1 to wound as well. So they actually might have a little bit of a leg up in that detachment.
As a man experienced with +1 strength and +1 to wound, it's a very good combo. So.
It is. Yeah. Very interesting then. The Custodes. A fairly light touch on these guys. All of the rules have stayed the same, no major updates in the balanced data slate. It was cool, they got a bit of a big push in the last couple of ones with the Reverted Spirituals and stuff, which was very fun. But they have had some points changes. Vigilators and the Prosecutors have gone down in points, which is very nice. Land Raider's gone down in points, and the Shield Captain, regular Shield Captain, has gone down in points. But what is quite interesting, Custodian Guard have gone down in points. Which is quite interesting. I mean, whether or not that'll make a huge difference across the list, I don't know, because I think people are leaning still into Wardens and Terminators.
There's going to be a point, though, where just having loads more Guard is just better.
Because you just got so many bodies.
And they keep swinging between, do I make Custodes a pseudo-horde army or not?
They're so strong. On an individual basis, they're so strong, aren't they? And once you have, you can build a Custodes army where there's like some Dreadnoughts, Land Raiders, Terminators, Terminators. You're like, oh, there's loads of expensive stuff. Or you can just go, here's 30 guard.
Yeah.
And your opponent looks at that and goes,
Oh, God.
oh my God,
Yeah.
what do I do?
Well, what I don't like about it is it's getting to the realms of now, obviously, like, 5 custodian guards still 200 points, but 4 are 160 points now, which does feel like they're just like cheaper than
4
5.
160.
Yeah, they're cheaper than 5 Space Marine Terminators, I think, now.
They're about the same.
Which makes sense from a balance perspective, what they do and things like that, but I think from a fluff perspective, doesn't feel right, does it? It doesn't feel good. It feels wrong, doesn't it? It just feels weird. I don't like that as a statement.
Get one more than you do 8 bound.
Yeah, it's all.
Quite
They're custodies, aren't they?
Yeah.
I feel that speaks to more custodies maybe needing more in general to make them feel like custodies. But hey, these are the changes we've got.
Yeah.
Expect to maybe see thousands of custodies on the board. And then the reason for the format change, Admech. I mean, bless them. You couldn't really have more things on this page. It's a full A4 piece of paper with changes. Boy, howdy, do I think they got that.
And not the first time.
And yeah, I know, right?
I can't keep up.
What I love about it is we both find Admech confusing.
Yes.
And when Admech players find Admech confusing,
Yes.
you know something's gone terribly wrong in the scrap code. Yeah. But yes, the Adeptus Mechanicus, they're having a lot of changes. I don't fully understand them, but you do.
Yeah, well, they're actually quite significant.
Which is good.
So Call is the main one that's changed here. So his ability now triggers in their command phase rather than battle round. But 2 of his 3 sort of Primarch abilities, basically a Primarch for the Admech, right?
Effectively, yeah.
So one of them now is actually essentially Oath of Moment.
Right.
Ooh.
Quite big. So it used to be a reroll of 6 of reroll 1s to hit. Now it is you pick an enemy and you get rerolls to hit against them, which is
that's quite interesting.
quite significant.
Yes.
Actually. And then another one of his abilities used to give cover within 6.
Yeah.
Now gives you stealth.
I mean, yeah,
Much better.
the rerolls are really nice on.
Very strong.
That's really tasty. Yeah, I think he's. Oh, yeah.
And he's gone down in points as well.
He's gone up in points, baby.
He's gone up in
Good.
points.
They didn't do it.
Yeah,
Because that is huge. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's an auto include with those rules.
I mean, it's pretty
Unless, I don't know what his points
spicy.
are
It
now,
depends.
but-
It depends on his points. But obviously, he's got like lone up near stuff. He can also fix vehicles and units.
okay.
He's
So
not bad for the pinch as well.
he's
He's
not
as well.
bad.
He's all right, yeah.
And his gun got better, or rather more
Okay.
consistent.
Yes.
Solar
it's-
Eradicator, I think.
Yeah.
Solar
Solar
Atomizer.
Atomizer. Yeah. So
Atomizer,
it's
yeah.
3 shots now.
Yep.
It's D6 damage instead of 3. But it's Melter 3 now.
Which is very
it's,
nice.
It's
Oh,
quite
okay.
spicy.
Got a little bit of spice, isn't
Yeah, especially
it?
so it's trying to chop you. You just got to go.
Not bad for a guy with a walking stick.
Yeah.
And spider
Yeah.
legs. Yeah.
Well, so that's cool.
That's the big bit,
and then
yeah.
we've got some other changes. There's some gun weapon profile changes.
Very cool, yeah.
The eradication beamer on the cool spider, the best Admech unit.
Yeah, well, the June crawler
Aesthetically,
thing. Yeah.
the Dune crawler, my favourite one, has had some weapon changes as per usual.
It gets changed in every day.
Yeah, they're just like, it's cool, put it on the table. The chickens have got
Yeah.
been linked now, again.
That is, I mean,
So they've got.
yeah.
I don't know what to do, do they? Oh,
I mean, the thing is now knowing what Cool does, I feel like the chickens now having twin linked means in the next Dataslate they might go the other way. Because now if you pick
now they'll
something,
reroll all their hits.
and all their wounds
And
with
all of their
las
wounds,
cannons.
yeah.
With sustained hits, mind, on all these weapons as well.
So I feel like they're going to come back, be a terror, then go away again. I feel they really struggle to get this
Did
time.
they change their points or
They did.
to up or down?
Up.
Okay.
Yes. So
How much?
Well, you're getting 3 models is now 225 points.
Okay.
But that is, I believe, 6
worth it,
las cannon shots
Yeah.
with sustained hits and twin
yeah,
links.
I mean, they're the worst offenders of money cost to game.
They
Oh,
are.
absolutely.
So
impressive, yeah.
seeing them go up is just a happy thing.
They are
Yes,
kind of like
100%.
annoyingly tough as well.
Yes, they
Like,
are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're great. The
So
chicken's always been good, yeah.
that is worth it. And
Yeah.
I think you'll see them.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty spicy, for me personally. But
Very interesting change.
Yeah,
Rust
yes.
Stalkers, their weapon is now damage 2.
oh,
Damage 1, effectively doubling their output.
Wow, that's a big.
That's
yeah.
every model. That's not just a sergeant. Every model now.
I get it. That's really interesting.
And it's a very good weapon profile. Anti-infantry 3+.
yeah.
AP 2, flat 2 damage
Yeah.
with 3 attacks each. And obviously,
great.
various attachments can get you even more out of them.
Yeah, that's very
Stalkers
tasty.
are back on the menu, eh?
Yeah, quite possibly, man. That's pretty tasty. So I think, so overall, the Admech have had good changes.
Yeah,
It's quite exciting as an Adeptus
It's interesting
player.
to see where they go. Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. That's cool.
Today's video is brought to you thanks to the support from our on-demand members. It's due to their amazing support that we're able to produce shows just like this one. As well as supporting the channel, our members get access to at least 2 additional battle reports every week, as well as full codex reviews, painting tutorials, our weekly on-demand exclusive talk show, all of our competitive 40k league games, and so much more. And we add to our library of content every single week. You can join our on-demand community today by downloading our app or heading to the website. And right now we have an introductory offer for new customers, so there's never been a better time to join on demand. Thanks for watching. Let's get back to the show.
Aeldari. Nothing really in the way of advanced Dataslate changes, but a few points changes across the board.
How many points changes?
How many points changes? Well, Asmon's gone down, people like Avatar of Kane's gone down, the Wraithblades have gone down, and the Dire Avengers have gone down. So a lot of cool stuff's gone down.
Asmon's actually quite good with those Avengers.
I really like Asmon, I really like Wraithblades.
Yeah.
So for me, this is kind of fun change, and I kind of see why, because I feel like those kind of cool iconic units weren't being taken because they didn't do what people wanted them to do in Aeldari, which would be like super cheap and duelers and stuff. Yeah. So I feel like they've gone down to make you take some of the more interesting units rather than lots of techie pieces kind of thing. The Corsair Void Reavers have gone up for 5 models, but gone down for 10.
That's because you would basically just take 5 because they scout.
Yes.
7, so you just take 5.
Again, I feel like they're trying
presence.
to rectify it of being like, we know what you're doing, but this is how we want you to do things. The biggest change is Sweeping Hawks have gone up 20 points for 10 models. I guess they do a lot.
It's just the mortal wounds.
Yeah, effectively.
And that's basically, 10 is not there to just chuck mortal wounds out.
Exactly.
I suspect.
What they would be used for.
I'm out of the competitive loop with Aeldari, but I used to play them obviously a lot competitively. I suspect that probably Aeldari players are still not going to be too happy with those changes overall.
Of course not. No.
Obviously the Avatar's gone down because that toughness drop in the new book has proved fairly fatal for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, interesting.
Yeah, I kind of see why they've done it to make some of the more interesting elements from a narrative perspective get a bit more play.
Yes.
Like Asmon, Avatar, Wraithblades.
Yeah, well, I actually think the Asmon and the Dire Avengers are actually a pretty strong choice. They played well.
I'm surprised they went down actually because they just jump out of a transport.
Yeah,
back in.
that's exactly what I think. That's a competitive choice.
I think they're pretty nasty still.
Now they're better at doing what they're doing.
I think the difficulty with Eldar is there's so many units that can kind of do the same thing.
Yes.
That if one is just better, you don't take Asmon.
That's why I think they've done it.
And then now that Dire Avengers and Asmon are down, you just take them instead of this other thing.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then we probably end up in this loop where
100%, yeah.
ridiculous.
With this kind of feels it always happens with Aeldari because their weakness is being able to kill them really easily.
Yes.
But when they're so maneuverable and they're hopping inside and outside of transports like a Luppy Dowley, well, you remove the ability to be able to kill them quite easily. Yeah. So you can just fire dragon someone in the face. It's like,
the reason why I think Aeldari players will probably be not that happy with these changes overall is because they're probably still going to take the Swooping Hawks. Yep. So the points that they save from the Avengers will just end up being spent probably on the Hawks. I'm not quite sure
a lot
the changes.
I think that many people were taking lots of Avengers, I don't think. So you probably have one unit. Which
I'd just take the one unit with Asmon.
I mean, like that said, if you take Asmon and one unit, you will have got the 20 points back from your unit.
Yeah, but it ends up being kind of a wash.
So you kind of come out.
All right, fine.
Cool. Pip, pip, tally ho, the Imperial Guard are here. Howdy. We're both big fans of the Imperial Guards. You're also partial to a bit of the Imperial Guards. No changes from the balanced Dataslate perspective, which is, I guess, fine. I feel like Guard are in a relatively okay spot for the most part. There have been some pretty outrageous points changes, though. So the Rogue Dawn's gone up, which I feel makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, if you're a Treadheads, that sucks. You don't want your Rogue Dawn's going up, but they are very good at what they do.
Look, there are other tanks.
Exactly.
There's no shortage of tanks.
So I feel like I'm glad they've gone up a little bit just to, I think they needed to. Whether or not we'll have a slow uptake on points for the Rogue Dawn over the course of the rest of the edition, we'll just have to see. We then get into the fun bit. Oh, to note, Krieg Combat Engineers, a 5-man unit, has gone down in points, which is very cool. So hopefully we'll see them a bit more. And Solar's gone down by 20 points, which I feel is justified because he's kind of...
Don't really take him, to be honest.
Because you've got Rogue Dawn tank commanders, which are very good. However, every single Titanic tank, all the Bale variants have gone down by 30 points.
That's cool.
It's so cool. I mean,
will it be enough to see them?
I don't know. But the thing is, I don't want to really see any of them be under 400 points. Do you know what I mean? Like, we haven't really got... Imagine a world in which a Baneblade is under 400 points. It's pretty outrageous, isn't it?
But then you've still got the Lord of Skulls, which is like 550 points.
It's true.
Yeah, it's madness, isn't it?
What a world we live in.
But at least that can fight.
Oh yeah, no, that I'm not
on
saying.
threes as well.
It is,
But I think all of these big things should be probably in that
It should
price
be very
range.
spicy.
Everything's getting really quite cheap.
I think, the Bale variants have always been a problem because I feel they fall into similar categories like Knights.
Yeah.
If you make them too good, they're horrendously oppressive. But then also, if you make them too easy to kill, then they're just too many eggs in one basket, right? I like the fact they can receive orders now from Lord Solar if you are taking him, as I've ran recently on demands. Actually, I feel makes them far more useful at all. Whereas for a while, the easiest way to deal with them is just throw something into combat with it. It's like, great, you hit on 5 for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's not good at all. Getting them to have orders means they're going to kind of stay at either a 3 or a 4 to hit, which is very crucial because they've got so many guns. They're really fun and they're cheaper now, which is great, so you might be able to field them more. If you were taking one as a centerpiece, maybe it means you can add in some other little bits and pieces, which is cool. So more power to you. I think weirdly, not quite, but almost, if you can find 10 points, if you were taking Solar and a Baneblade before, you will be 10 points shy of adding in a combat engineer squad.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, that's pretty cool, eh?
Pretty cool.
But yeah, I think I'm happy with the guard changes. I think it's good.
Yeah, nice.
Black Templars. No changes at all.
Ooh!
Now, as a Black Templars fan,
They're still
obviously,
frisky.
yeah, I was expecting some changes to quite how many options for reroll hits they have access to, because I feel like they're like, we're going to take away Oath of the Moment, which is your rerolls, and make your army build around other things, and then basically every single model that you're going to take gives you rerolls, effectively.
Exactly.
So it's a weird one for me because I was expecting something, maybe, but hey, as a Black Templars fan, I'm laughing all the way to the blood bank.
Yeah.
My enemy's blood bank. So that's kind of fun for Black Templars. I think this is potentially not controversial, but I think it's more when we talk about knightly things that take vows. I think the fact these guys got nothing, I think might be interesting when we get onto other knight-based
they
things.
seem all right, to be fair.
I think they're cool. I love what they've done with them. I think get a big stamp of approval from me, Black Templars. Cool army rule, cool faction. Power to you. Blood Angels. By the blood. One of my favourite factions.
Yes, but not your actual favourite, because
They are my favourite.
Dark Angels are quite clearly his favourite faction.
I'm very happy about this change because I love Blood Angels. It's quite a cool change, which is great. In Carmine, weapons from the Sanguinary Guard hit on 2s now, and the Lance has got 4 attacks.
That
which is
extra attack is massive.
Which is huge because it was such... I know it has Lance, but it was such a choice before because you've got all access to being able to do that as a Blood Angel anyway. But I think we are all kind of in agreement, and you have said as well, I think the swords are just better still.
Is the AP3?
It's the AP3.
You can't beat AP3 combat.
Yeah, because it's so rare these days, I think, in
is,
combat.
and, people modifying, saying, oh, the armour of contempt. It's a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem.
The other thing is the Blood Angels attachments will have access to like Lance and Lethal,
Exactly
so you don't really need Lance inbuilt.
No. It might be interesting in one of the detachments that doesn't have that, but I don't know anyone who's taking
look, if the Blood Angels are trained to jump up and down a bit better, I guess maybe you want some Lance in there. I don't know. I don't know.
They have gone up in points to offset this, which I think is reasonable. I'm glad in my heart of hearts that they still are best when they are with a character, because that is their whole purpose. They shouldn't be running around in massed numbers because that's not their fluff. That's not what they're there to do. They're bodyguards. But I like the fact that you can just run them as like turbo Blood Angels, which they are. They're the best of the best, right? So being able to take them as such is really fun, and it's a cool fantasy to be able to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should have gone up anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the fact that 3 of them and a captain is sub 200 points, or was sub 200
that's
points,
crazy, actually,
is too powerful a trading piece.
Yeah.
And I know people will say, oh, but they've only got 4 up invalid and 3 wounds. A 2-up save is far better than people give it credit for.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
There's some armies that just can't deal with a 2-up save.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if you're only a combat army, they might as well hit and wound.
Yes.
In combat with the character there. And then obviously you've got a free armor contempt with the captain. I think the package now is 200 points.
Yeah.
I think that's still a bit cheap.
Yes. Especially now they are hit on 2s as well. So you're a lot less necessary. Because it was Dante that gave them the +1, or was a character always?
Dante gave them +1 to hit. You've got Inheritors though, so reroll 1s now and you're hitting on 2s.
Yeah.
This is an incredibly efficient unit.
Do you think there's a play for something like Inheritors taking 3 units of 6 with characters and just sort of blending?
Unfortunately,
too expensive?
Realistically, you're probably just 3 3s.
Yeah, that makes sense.
3 3s.
Which I like because there shouldn't be more than 10.
There shouldn't be more than 10 at any given time. I don't know where the other one is.
Yeah. He should be holding the banner they took away from him.
Be holding the banner. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. That little flappy spear.
Does this update then come with also a model refresh? Like they did with the Space Wolves, you know, and all the other cool chapter stuff, you know?
No, because remember, we've been unfaithful.
Look, you've got Death Company now. Be happy with your Death Company models, all right? You've got a conversion sprue.
Death Company models. I'm sorry, I'm still waiting for my Death Company models.
Look, you've got some shoulder pads, all right?
We've got some heads.
And heads. The heads are quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still got Gabriel Seth.
You got a Death Company Dread.
So I still got a Sanguinary Priest with a jump pack that can join Sanguinary Guard. Yeah, I still got that too.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, you guys are real funny.
Chaos Demons! A little change in the balanced data slate, which a lot of you Slaanesh fans will be happy with. The Legion of Excess attachment has got a little bit of an uppity, because it did get hit pretty hard last time. So you can reroll the hit roll, and you can reroll a wound of 1. Reroll wound roll of 1 when you do your little gambit thing in the Legion of Excess, which is cool because I think they kind of double tap that quite aggressively. But it was too much at first.
The old Kassakin double tap.
The old Kassakin double tap. So that has kind of been rectified somewhat. Keeper of Secrets has now gone down 20 points, and Fields have gone down points as well. But that's pretty much it for Demons.
Keeper need to go down?
I don't think the Keeper did need to go
pretty
down.
rough, aren't they? Like,
They're pretty. They're very
Someone just
tough
really
to
likes Slaanesh, and you know what? I'm not going to judge each to their own.
I feel they bounce around a lot, Slaanesh, because they're either too much or a bit of a wet fish. Yeah. So we'll just have to see how they continue to pootle along. Chaos Knights. No points changes, but fairly big changes to the faction and the detachments and just in general. Infernal Lance has been changed, so now you pick one of the following, which is units have a 5 invulnerable save, or units can have a feel no pain 6 up. You have to pick one of the following now for Infernal Lance, which is a reasonable change, whereas before you just got both, I think?
Yeah, you just got both. It was a pretty a good stack.
Yeah,
basically.
very tasty stack.
It's a big hit.
I think it will change. You probably will try and go for maybe the sustained or the lethal rather than that. So you might see that more.
It might change it up a little bit, rather than just being super resilient, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Lords of Dread has had a pretty big change, which is the Claim for the Dark God stratagem, which used to be at the start of any phase, is now at the start of your command phase.
Yeah, so any phase meant you could just move on to an objective.
Yes.
And then now it's yours and OC5. And that stratagem, if you ask me, carries that detachment.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
There's so many units that just can't get to that OC6 that they need. Like, OC5 is not good enough. They need 6.
Especially because you could just force into your opponent's army with all your big knights and stickify the whole board as you go. Yeah. Whereas that has been put in line, I suppose, now.
Yeah. If you've got the CP, you can do it every phase.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. You can basically take an objective, charge another objective, and take that one, which is pretty spicy. So that has been fixed. And the data sheets, the Night Abominant, its Warp Storm has changed. So one or more models with this ability can do it, rather than I think you could stack it so all the Abominants were doing it.
So if all 3 Abominants sort of stepped up, you would do like a bunch of mortal wounds to one unit because you trigger all 3 of their abilities.
Yes.
So
whereas now it's just one of those.
One of them. So we probably won't see the triple Abominant as much.
Yeah.
Because that was one of their major strengths.
Pretty spicy. Chaos Space Marines. No balanced data state changes, but some point drops and one up, which is a strange one to me. Like Abaddon's gone down, Chaos Land Raiders have gone down, the Venom Crawler's gone down, but Dark Commune have gone up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
the Land Raiders down 20 points?
Yes. No. Down 20 points.
220. It's not bad for a
not bad for a Land Raider at all.
The sustained hits packs and stuff.
I think the Chaos one's really good because of the Dark Packs,
Abaddon going down is interesting to me as well,
yes.
because the reroll hits that he can provide is a very powerful asset.
Yeah.
The Commune has always been a problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always been a problem. The unit that it joins, it gives too much of a buff to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such cool models, though.
They are very cool models.
I love to see them, even though they're really good.
They don't really belong in a CSM book. I know you guys have said this for ages, but we know where they belong.
Yeah.
Dropping that spicy.
We know where they belong.
Yep, we know. It's Dark Angels.
Oh, this is fame.
This is big. This is, I mean, is this the final form? Hopefully, maybe, because it's
It's changed so much I can't keep up.
outrageous.
It's like, hasn't it?
The thing is if the book had launched like this, it would have got 5 J's out of 5. Because I think it got like 2.5.
And that was being generous.
That was being generous. Yeah, damage 1 or power swords. Don't start me off. First of all, the Lions had a change. This is pretty huge. I like this as well because owing to the nature of how the game works now and mortal wounds and devi wounds being just absolutely everywhere and effectively it being an arms race for who is getting the most devi wounds on the board, the Lion basically the only way to keep him alive was to use the 4-up Feel No Pain against mortal wounds, which is huge, but if you took either of the other two, immediately your opponent would be like, Stone Guard dead. Or it would be like, Grenades dead. There was no way to really keep him alive, otherwise it was too easy to deal with. So now you can pick 2 abilities, much like Gilliman, at the start of your command phase for his Primarch abilities.
That's massive.
So now he can there's an argument to say they should just give him the 4-up Feel No Pain as his thing and come up with a different ability and just kept it as 1. But I like what they've done. You're always now going to take the 4-up just to keep him alive. But you can now do the uppy downy as well as having the 4-up, or you could do the reroll bubble. So if you do want to send him as the leader of your force into the fray, he's far more survivable. Which is, I think, a nice change. He hasn't changed in points.
Okay.
He's still 315.
We just don't see him, so...
You still don't see him, so I think this will hopefully make him feel worth the points to everybody. I think that's a bargain, because I think if you aren't prepared to deal with the Lion, he will ruin your day. But also, if you are prepared to deal with the Lion, he's very dealable. 3-up Invuln doesn't mean anything against grenades, so that's why the 4-up Feel No Pain is there.
315 is nice.
It's tasty.
It's nice for now he's got both those abilities.
Yeah. The Dark Shroud has gone down, which is great for me in the league, so that's fun.
How much did it go down by?
15.
That's great.
The exact cost of the other enhancement I wanted, so that's nice.
It would be interesting actually to chat to you about what you think, how this affects your league game, because obviously that's something people are interested in.
Yes, this next thing I think is going to be the big one. So, the land speed of vengeance.
Oh yeah.
Had a big change.
Damage 2 plasma.
Look at the size of those things.
It's now damage 2 plasma when it's not overcharged.
Oh!
When it is overcharged, it is damage 3.
As it should have been forever.
Always.
I don't know why it was ever not damage 3, to be fair.
Yeah.
If a Space Marine with 2 pistols is damage 3, why is the Plasma Storm Battery not damage 3?
I love that change.
It's great.
I love it.
It's great.
Yeah.
Justified.
Also, what is justified is their points now, because they've stayed at the same at 120 points.
Yes.
Because, quite frankly, it was ridiculous they were 120 points before, and I was insane running them in the league, but now I look like some sort of weird
I think I would
Pretty
pay 120.
spooky.
I would pay 120 for that.
They're terrifying now.
Pretty
That's
spooky.
a good unit now.
I think they've gone from being kind of like, yeah, that's fun, to being like, holy moly, because they're a really tough chassis. They've got a lot of wounds to chew through compared to like just infantry. They're toughness 8. They move like an absolute rocket ship.
You got an Invuln, right?
You got 5 of Invuln because of being in Ravenwing, and if you are running them the company of hunters, you can go wherever you want. You care not for line of sight because you can just zoom around the board.
Yeah,
you move 14.
you can leave the ball come back on.
Leave the ball come back on. Like
and
they're an incredibly dangerous unit now, which is so they should be. They're the main speeder for the Ravenwing.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's cool that I feel like it's really felt like Dark Angels feel like Dark Angels now. They have all the constituent parts. It's great. I love it. It's cool.
And, I mean, I like your list as well. Like you've got the Thunder Strikes working with those Vengeances now, and it's a really, really nasty looking package.
It's really nasty.
I felt intimidated when I played against
You did. Yeah,
and
you did.
And then Samael's your little,
Little Samael, he's a good little. He is an irritant, basically. Well, his fate will be revealed in a game. Which is very funny. But I think they've now got it down. You've got the Ravenwing, the Deathwing, and the Greenwing all kind of feel like they have their place now. I feel that book is like great success. I throw away the book because it's mainly wrong, but actually Dark Angels feel really good now.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah.
Death Guard, no changes. No changes to anything. So we'll live with that. Deathwatch, no changes to the rules or anything, but they have had a bunch of points reductions, which I think is kind of...
That's good for you.
It's good. You like your Deathwatch.
I don't really know why they've had I think they're insane.
Yeah, they're like a bargain now.
Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, you are partial to the Deathwatch, but you think they've got a little bit of Summit now?
Oh well, I mean they already had Summit, you know. So all the kill teams have gone like 20 points. They've been dropped by 20 points.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Veterans go down 10, Fortis 20, Indomitor 20,
20?
Spectrus 20, Talonstrike 15, and a Watchmaster's gone down 10.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you're paying 250 points now for Indomitor.
Yep.
Which is 30, toughness 6.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it?
Wounds.
Yep.
And
It's
the
insane.
output of that unit is a lot.
Huge. Yeah. I think it's bonkers. I don't really understand why.
I have deep concerns. Do you have those models painted?
I certainly do.
I have deep concerns.
The Drukhari! Nothing really to report home. We know the book is imminent, so I suppose, like, make of that what you will. I assume that more stuff will come out when the book finally releases, and then we'll go from there. But as it stands at the moment, 15 points for Kronos as a reduction. But no changes. I mean, hey, look, like they've announced that the Drukhari are on their way. You've got stuff coming. Emperor's Children finally have a change.
Okay.
Fulgrim now can do the 4-inch height or less thing to zoom around,
Okay.
Okay.
which is cool if you've got proper terrain. If you've just got loads of elves, makes no difference.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the 4-inch of height thing is great if you
that
have
the
a
only change?
GW board. Flawless Blades now get 4 attacks,
Oh,
Okay.
finally.
which does
Yeah.
check out.
About
Which,
time.
3 attacks on that unit. What a
yeah,
joke.
that was a bit.
Yeah.
So that makes sense given the flawless blades. I think the 4-inch thing is going to be contentious because if you're on like kind of your traditional L layout,
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
no difference at all. Yeah. If you've got varied terrain like crates and barricades and like varying different buildings like the hab blocks and things that have a rim around it, then it does make a huge difference. Yeah. So I think that will really depend. Mileage will vary, I think. On
Is
that
it
one.
only terrain or is it models as well?
It just does say terrain features as it stands.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
Because you can skitter over stuff, which would be really cool.
that would-
Points changes wise, the Land Raider's gone down because there's a Chaos Land Raider. The Keeper of Secrets has gone down, of course. Seekers have gone down. Fulgrim's gone down by 25 points.
Okay.
I think it's just sad he's going down and down and down in points because he's
Yeah.
just not being taken, rather than them fixing the Demon Prince, which is an absolute beast.
I've just remembered that he actually has massive wings and flies, so me saying that he can go over the models makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I didn't want to.
But,
I didn't want to make people sad.
your discretion.
I was embarrassed for you.
I was like, that would have been cool.
You know, I was just so fixated on his snake-like serpentine body.
Yeah, you
that I
forgot he
the
wasn't
wings.
just a big worm. Yeah. The Cacophonous has gone up 10 points.
Yeah, it's a sting. He needed to.
I just feel like they're still not quite setting the world on fire. I think those changes.
They are very. But make no mistake though. Like,
They're great.
Emperor's Children are competitive.
Oh, hell yeah,
They've
man.
done very well.
You know what would have been cool?
Go on.
Is if they maybe added in a couple of units.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
That's kind of my issue.
That would be
is that
nice.
This doesn't change what's already being taken.
Yeah.
And because they're so limited in their choice, you're just going to see the same thing, which
yeah.
is a bit boring.
I just think in a world in which Fulgrim is left 340 points, Fulgrim is not right.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Low Primarch should be. I know the Lyle is 300. The Lyle is 315, but he is human sized. I'd like that. I'd like him to be more expensive as well, but be worth those points. A Demon Primarch being 340 points is pretty wild.
Yeah.
But I think that just speaks to they haven't quite got it
But the
right.
Demon Prince hasn't changed at all?
No.
Yeah, well.
195 points. I know it's a lot, but it's just very good.
It's just
Bargain
mortal
for it.
wounds for fun. It's amazing.
Whee! Genestealer Cults. Always a funny one. There's a few changes on here, but it's not as crazy as it seems. 'Cause I think a lot of that is adjusting to the new resurgence thing.
Yeah, because they changed resurgent points in I think the last one.
Yes.
But they didn't actually go through the book and make sure everything lined up with resurgence points. So they kind of clarified.
It's pulling a lot of things in Lyle and adding lots of when and effect things. Mainly that's for your kind of your detachments and your stratagems and things like that. So a lot of reinforcement step changes like that. There is one change to Return to the Shadows. It's ending your opponent's fight phase. One Genestealer Cults infantry unit from your army that is not within engagement range can then go disappear. Whereas I think before or for a while it was when you shot them, they could disappear.
Maybe.
So that's quite a big change because it's not just like before it became any of my units can disappear when you shoot them.
Yeah.
Which was pretty gnarly. Whereas now it's like every other army, it's like the end of your opponent's fight phase. So it's kind of backfield, things moving around. Kind of checks out. And Primed and Ready's gone up to 2 CP. But points-wise, Ridge Runners have gone up, Jackals have gone up, but like Metamorphs, Abominants, Pure Strains, and Primuses have all gone down. Genestealer Cults are a funny one.
It'll probably end up being a wash then.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things of just they haven't figured out how to get them quite right, I don't think, Genestealers. And I played a game recently with Chef with the Genestealers, which actually I believe might even be out this week. So you can see that on demand.
That's a banger, that game.
It is a big banger. Woo! But I think with Genestealers, they never quite get them right. I think it either can feel bad because they're so swingy sometimes with that. Either you really hurt your opponent when you do the ambush, or you don't and then you just die and perish. I feel that the feeling of how to play the army always feels a bit strange. So power to you, Genestealer players. Keep on keeping on. Very light touch on the Grey Knights. No major changes to the rules.
My favourite faction.
Your favourite faction.
Don't need new models.
You don't need new models. You've had a couple of points changes on your Land Raiders. Effectively.
What?
Your Land Raider's gone down 20 points and your Redeemer's gone down 15. Which I know you were using loads in your teleporting infantry assault force.
Yeah, like never actually.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's more if you want to take those
for funsies, I would.
Yeah, exactly.
For funsies, sometimes.
It's cool they've gone down for funsies, but obviously from a playing them perspective, I don't think.
But it's just to see it's at odds with what the army rule does.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, right? Because like in dire straits, if the Wartstorm's too difficult to teleport or risky, they might
deploy
do a
Land Raiders.
But it's such a
yes, I love it. Teleport.
It's not really.
Yeah.
The whole philosophy of the army's sort of just really gone away from that, whereas you just don't think that Land Raiders would be deployed very often by the Grey Knights, like narratively.
Teleport strike force.
Yeah.
So it does feel odd that they'd be driving in a car.
It does, yeah.
I don't
Storm Ravens
Speaking of,
kind of makes
imagine
sense.
if they had ATVs.
Please don't.
You dare?
Why
would you say something
Why
like that?
Why would you do that? In fact, bikes, I don't want anything like that in. Listen.
Why?
Let's be upset. Let's just move on, okay?
Now you've made me worry about new Grey Knight models. Why would you do that? Imperial Agents. Oh boy, howdy.
Well, what do you do with them?
What do you do with them? Well,
done anything?
No, you've got the same changes as Deathwatch. You've got those points changes. Your veterans have gone down, and your Watchmasters have gone down. I guess the rest of the army will just continue to exist.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Imperial Knights.
No changes because it's a brand new codex, right?
Quite a few changes.
My goodness.
Obviously, you guys will probably already know this if you're an Imperial Knights fan, because this came out a little while ago, and there might already be a great.
But they're a new codex.
There might be a great wailing and gnashing of teeth. Yes, you are correct. Grey Knights, Death Guard, Black Templars, no changes. Imperial Knights, lots of changes. Mainly to Valor Strike, which I can understand why. And the change, mainly, you still, the attachment works the same for the most part. Each German Imperial Knights unit from your army advances to the end of the turn. Ranged weapons equipped by Imperial Knights models from your army have the assault ability. So that's just a bit of tidying up.
So they don't re-roll advances anymore?
No, yes.
There's less consistency, which
far less
to be
consistency.
honest, there should be less consistency in 40k as it is.
Yeah.
But that does mean that you're not guaranteed.
Yes.
I mean, you still could roll a 5 or 6.
You're still super quick, and you'll still be able to shoot super
still have
quick.
+1 to it.
Still probably the best attachment.
It's still incredibly oppressive.
It's still brilliant, but the key change is all of the stratagems have removed the triple knight thing.
Yeah.
So now, one Imperial Knights unit from your army that has been selected to fight this phase, one Imperial Knights unit from your army that has not been selected to move this phase, and one Imperial Knights unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot this phase. So you can't do full tilt on 3 things anymore. It is one.
It's probably wise.
I think there was a lot of panic in the community about this.
Oh,
a lot of panic. People were obviously in tournaments where there's fixed terrain.
Yes.
People were already calculating exactly where 3 big knights would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously Canis Rex allows you to access the stratagem for 1 less.
Yeah.
So you'd have these 3, and people were literally going, "What's the point?
Yes.
I can't deal with this."
Yeah,
in
I
one
think
turn.
they felt like, I remember when we discussed this, we discussed it in the Codex review. It's really fun, it's really evocative, but unless you are really built to deal with knights, they are just going to bully you for 5 turns.
Yeah.
Or 2, probably, because you'll lose.
But it's okay, because you can still do it on one of them, and they can still be in your face.
Yeah, I mean, you can still send a knight up the board exactly where you want it to be, but it was a bit too much when the mid-board was 3 knights, like early doors.
Yeah.
1 is still a lot. Valor Strike is still very good.
Yeah.
It's still incredibly good. It's just not like, oh boy, I don't want to play good.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Which I think is good. There's also been a ton of changes points-wise. Basically, kind of all of the core knights have gone down. The defender's gone down, which seems insane.
Really?
Crusaders, the defender's gone down 10 points. Which seems insane, because it's great. Crusaders gone up 20.
Right.
The Gallant's gone down 10, which is fair. Errant's down. They're much cheaper. All of the Cerastus Knights have all gone up a considerable amount, 30 or 40 points in places.
Yeah.
And all the enhancements have seen changes except for the Quest or Forge Pact and the Spearhead Arms. But Valor Strike, Questorius Companions and Gay Warden have all seen increases in points for the enhancements. But yeah, I think this all makes sense. Because yes, Death Guard are super scary, and yes, Black Templars are super scary, but I think Valor Strike was potentially a bit of a problem, just for making the game not fun in that sense. So it's cool to see them react so quickly to something though.
Yeah, and I know people hate the fact that the Codex has come out and it's no longer, what's written in the book is no longer how they work.
But that in of itself is an issue across just...
But yeah, look, it happens. Sometimes you don't get it right the first time.
Exactly.
Again.
To rub salt into your nightly wounds, Leagues of Votann, no changes. Necrons, fairly big one, but one major change is the Silent King has had his aura changed to while a friendly Necrons unit was within 6 inches of this model, add 2 inches to the move characteristic.
Yes. So previously, this was I ignore everything that you do.
Yes.
So you cannot reduce your damage, my AP, all that good stuff.
Yes. So that's pretty major. He has subsequently gone down by 20 points.
Okay. Yeah, you'll probably see him less.
Yeah, I always definitely.
Which is in a way a shame.
Because he's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's still 400 points, so he's still not cheap, but he has gone down quite a bit. And Praetorians gone down, which is cool.
Yes.
Because they're super cool, man. I really like the Trout Praetorians, but obviously they're fighting for a lot of the same spaces.
So many other great melee options.
Yeah.
The army's actually it's one of the bigger armies in 40k, and they've just got so many other choices.
They're all mid-range, similar toughness, similar bodies.
Look, there is a trend. It's really difficult to balance armies where the majority of their data sheets have the same toughness and similar outputs, like with the Eldar and all that stuff. It's always been a problem.
Always been a problem. So if you are taking Praetorians, that's a nice win for you. Orks. I like these changes.
As back on the menu, boys?
I hope so. Back on the menu, boys. So we'll start with a couple of the other changes first. The Death Dread. Each time this model ends a charge move, select one of the enemy units within engagement range of it and roll a d6. On a 2 to 5, it takes d3. On a 6, it takes d3 plus 3. I think they just want to make them feel more like they are charging into enemy lines and going spinning around. The Hunter rig, kill rig, has the monster keyword now, which is cool. Still gets us transport because, of course, that makes sense. It's just a keyword change. It's a weird one because it loses tank shock.
It loses tank shock.
Yeah. I'm guessing there must be some strat crossover, which...
It's a bit of a weird one. You get access to now Arda's Nails, which is -1 to wound.
Okay,
so
that's fairly significant.
I'm not sure it should, because that's quite...
that's significant. A -1 to wound or one of those really
I can kind of see it because the battle wagons are inherently better normally. Whereas if you're going down the Squiggle Boys kind of vibe, then you can then take the Hunter rigs and they kind of feel a bit more comparable to battle wagons now. It loses tank shock, it still has transport. I think it's kind of cool, and also it is a monster. It's a big beast.
It is a big hippo.
So I think, big hippo. So I can kind of see why it's changed. The sword blades are also -2 AP now, which is very nice.
Okay.
So that's pretty tasty. So I think they're just trying to make it a bit more interesting maybe and feel like a different choice. But ultimately it's just a big meaty battle wagon effectively.
Yeah, let us know if there's any weird synergies we've not spotted.
Yeah, let us know. Maybe if it's like strat support or things like that. However, speaking of the battle wagon, Gazkul now only takes up the space of 4 models. He used to take up 15.
It's a significant decrease in
oh yeah, baby. Because now you can take him in a battle wagon with friends.
Yeah.
But he can only join Mega Knobs, I hear you say. He can now also lead Boys and Knobs. Which is pretty cool.
Look, he can leave whatever he wants.
He can leave, which makes sense. He's the biggest and the baddest.
I'd follow him.
Yeah, man. Even if I was a Space Marine, I'd be like, he's big.
So you reckon you might see some knobs then in there?
Would be cool, yeah, because you've got the capacity.
-1 to wound is good,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And they're a lot cheaper, but have essentially the same output.
Yeah,
and
they do swing
they're
hard.
a lot better in combat. And I think that he then still buffs them.
You can
which
get
is very
more
nice.
of them in there with him because the Mega Knobs still take up 2 spaces, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might even take up 3.
Yeah, Mega Knobs are
3, is it?
I think Mega Knobs are 2.
Mega Knobs are
Obviously,
2.
Knobs are 1.
One.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
so you're
boys
just
are
going to
one.
get more bodies,
Which is very cool, yeah.
which means more attacks, which means more prizes.
Yes. And boys means more ablative wounds, so I guess
right.
can kind of keep smacking stuff. So yeah.
I like it. I think it gives you way more tactical Gaz ability. You could kind of run him in a lot more different lists,
I'd run that.
You could put a weird boy in with him and to jump him now.
which is very
Yeah, that's
Which is
true.
Or Feel No Pain with the Pain Boy. There's some
fun.
interesting
There's
stuff.
some really cool,
Yeah.
and I like it because
Opened
he's
up a lot of
Gaz.
play.
He
Yeah.
can now be everywhere and join every list because he's the iconic Orks unit. And I think what they have tried to do is make, across lots of different factions, to make everyone have like, Belisario's cool, Gaz cool Thraka,
Yes.
the Lion. Everyone's kind of, is it a bit Sigmar that everyone has a big model? Yes, a little bit, but that's kind of take it or leave it. Yeah, I think that is where we're at the moment.
Exactly.
Commandos now at the start of the declare battle formation step can be combat squadded, which is very cool. So they can kind of go off and do orky, sneaky things, which I think is a really cool change.
My favourite Orcs.
And I think that's so cool because
Orcs,
you could also effectively then use them as infiltrators a bit easier, so they can split and have less.
And you
of them.
probably will see them more now.
Yeah, which is really cool. Met guns have had a little change. I hate this, but I see why they've done it. So the bubble chucker has changed, everybody. My favourite weapon in all of 40k has been made to be more flat and just therefore boring. Change before selecting targets for one or more models equipped with this weapon. Sorry. The change is before selecting targets for one or more models equipped with this weapon, roll 1d6 to determine which profile models equipped with this weapon will make attacks with, comparing the results with the numbers shown on the left. It used to be so random and you used to not have any idea what your bubble chucker was going to do, and now it's kind of less
and
random.
I think the issue is each of the bubble chuckers could fire a different type of bubble.
Yeah.
Whereas now at least it's the same. It's the same. We don't have to
I
waste
hate
your time.
that. My favourite thing was if you were taking bubble chuckers, it was Carnage. That's an Orcs unit. I think these are the kind of thing, I get why they've done it. It makes sense. It speeds up play. It makes everything easier to do. I just kind of feel like, but that's not 40k. It's the same. I want to explode my plasma. I want my bubbles to all be different, and some of them be useless and some of them be brilliant. It's bubbles, baby. Then was received loads of points, decreases, Warbikers, Beast Boss and Squigosaur, Mega Knobs have gone down in points, Looter's gone down, Big Mech, Boss Snickrot, Mozrog, and the Flash Gits have all gone down in points, which is very nice. So some fun changes for Orcs there. I feel they've got a lot more options now, which feels cool because I feel they were leaning into certain builds, whereas now they can kind of, it's all up in the air again, which is fun. Space Marines! Brother! No crazy changes in terms of the rules themselves. They had a fair few major changes recently, and they're getting detachments up the wazoo, so I guess there's lots of things happening in Space Marine land. But there have been some points changes. Aggressors have gone down in points. Land Raider Normal has gone down. The Redeemer's gone down 15 points, which you're very happy about. The Valiant's gone down 10 points.
Very good.
But then Intercessor with jump packs have gone up. The Ballistus has gone up. And Blade Guards have gone up. Yeah.
How much did Blade Guard go up?
10 points. For 6.
For 6.
There's still 8 points for
3
3.
haven't changed.
There's still 80 points for 3.
Yeah. Which is still criminal.
And the jump intercessor is also up for the bigger unit.
Yes.
But the small unit has
The small unit's the same. Which
this is justified. Definitely justified, the Ballistus.
Yeah?
But your Redeemer's gone down.
I don't think it should have gone down.
I'm not
personally.
into that.
I think they're
I'm not into that.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 140 points was way too cheap for a Ballistus before. 150 is still pretty cost effective, I think.
Yeah, because you kind of look at them and you look at Lancers and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, which one do you take?
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah.
now they're closer at least.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Lancer is still an absolute bargain at 160 points, I feel like. But yeah, still, if you're running 3 Blade Guard, no change for you there. And I think bigger squads of Blade Guard will be. I mean, you would get like party buses and stuff filled with Blade Guard, but they are still very easy to deal with, I think. Yeah, I get it, but it's just nothing to really write home about there. Yeah. Apologies, there are some more changes. I forget how many Space Marine units there are. I was promised 1 page per faction. It's a lie. Gilliman has gone down, up 20 points, sorry. Sorry to get you excited. And then Redemptors has gone down 15, which is fair, because Redemptors were getting to a seriously pricey price point. And Gilliman is great. Space Wolves! No changes to your rules, but some basically ups across not across the whole board, but you're only seeing increases in points, no downs.
So what have they put up?
Blood Claws for 20, Arjak's gone up, Ragnar's gone up, and Thunderwolf Cavalry have gone up, which I think makes sense.
Yeah.
They're great. They're just incredibly good. They were becoming more and more of a bargain. It all makes sense. And 20 Blood Claws is a huge amount of just wounds to chew through. So making the big break to 20.
And also always leading them. So
yeah, Ragnar. I see why that combo's happened.
It is a double hit.
It is double hit.
Which is because you are taking Ragnar with that pack of 20. But
but fair enough. It all kind of makes sense. Tau Empire. Quite a few points reductions. Broadsides have gone down. Farsight's gone down. Fire Knife Battlesuits has gone down. As some Forge Suits have gone down, as well as the Firesight team. Yes, the game is getting out of control big because that's a lot of Crisis Suits you can field now.
80 points for a broadside.
It's outrageous, isn't it, really?
It's mad.
It's pretty wild.
What a world we're in.
Well, I just think, being able to, crikey, 3... star sides are 110 points. 3 Crisis Suits for 110 points. It feels wild, but that's for a different show. The biggest change here is finally someone else is looking after me in Games Workshop at the moment. They finally upped the strength of the Ion Accelerator Cannon for the Riptide. It's called an Ion Accelerator Cannon. It's now strength 9 base and 10 if supercharged. Okay. So it can now pop light transports like your Chimeras and your Rhinos. It can fight Dreadnoughts a lot better. Exactly what it's designed to do.
You can wound elite infantry on 2s now.
Yeah,
exactly,
that's what I was thinking actually.
It finally now feels like it's a mid-board bully that it's supposed to be and was kind of built around. So I'm very happy to see this change. It does what it actually is supposed to do, both fluff-wise and kind of where it sits in the army.
Yeah, and they are iconic.
They're iconic, yeah.
They've just paid for their sins from previous editions for multiple editions now.
Yeah, I think they're really good.
Time to let it go. 7th edition and 8th edition is done, guys.
But yeah, strength, on supercharged strength 10 minus 3 damage 4 is pretty tasty now dealing with elite infantry. But yeah, I think it's a good change all around. Thousand Suns!
Well, actually, I think there'd be quite a lot less of the Suns on the board and probably
maybe like
Terminators.
900 Suns.
920 Suns.
Taking some hits.
Yeah, some big changes. I mean... Yeah, well,
50 Suns, but they're all Terminators.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Probably,
some odd decisions points-wise, but a fairly big change to the army rule. So now a ritual. Hang on.
I'll summarise for you.
Yeah, there's so many words and it's all Zinchian.
So you can only attempt to cabal ritual once.
Yes.
Is essentially the lay of the land. So what people were doing, they would roll their dice and they'd go, okay, well, I'm not going to risk rolling again to try and get it. I know I've got 30 other psychers that can attempt this one thing. Well, now you're all in on trying to get that done.
Yes, which is cool.
And I think it's a good change as well because, as we'll see, the points have gone up, so you'll have less psychers overall.
Exactly, which I think makes sense. There's also been some changes to the Grand Coven detachment. I think mainly the first one is to fix the wording based on the army rule change, especially from the enhancement side of things.
Yes.
And the Sorcerer in Terminator armor, now at the start of your shooting phase, select one enemy unit that is visible to the Psyker to the end of the phase. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack that targets an enemy unit, add 1 to the hit roll. I think it weirdly...
Before it was after he shot.
Yes.
So he wouldn't help his own units.
Yes, which was a bit
strange.
Silly. Whereas now he can go, but because people were just taking him on their own. So now he is part of the Terminators, which you'll probably see more of. Points-wise, Land Raider's gone down. That's the same across all the Chaos stuff. Infernal Master's gone up. Magnus the Red has gone up. Mutant Vortex Beast has gone up, and Rubric Marines have gone up for a unit of 5. Sorcerers have gone up. Zangor Enlightened have gone up. Zangor Enlightened with Great Bows have gone up. The Shaman's gone up, and the Eldritch Vortex of Ethaf has gone up. So
basically everything that people were taking in the army has gone up. So
basically every Thousand Suns list I've seen is more expensive.
Multiple hit approach.
Yes.
Big.
But it's not all doom and gloom because your Scarab Occult Terminators have gone down in points.
Yeah. I mean, realistically...
Did they have to put everything up? Could they not have staggered this though a little bit?
Yeah,
I think so.
You think they had to put everything up?
I feel like Rubric Marines probably could have stayed.
Yeah, Rubric Marines fine.
Because you have to take a character to make Rubric Marines do stuff, really.
I think the thing is that when you get the layering of buffs for Thousand Suns, it's gruesome. Yeah. It's so good. Yeah. And I think...
I know the bolters are rancid.
But you've got so much access to doing that as well as mortal wounds and you can deal so much damage.
Oh, they had to be hit. I just wonder now, have they been hit so hard that it Like, it's going to be pretty boring if you just only see Terminators, right?
Oh no, I totally
You know what I
agree with
mean?
that.
Like-
I think it might just mean that you still get, you know, Magnus and all your stuff casting your spells. You don't also just get loads of extras Angor and action stuff as well. You're kind of going to have to mix and match.
Those discs Angor were so cheap.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
brutal,
I feel like
6 of them was
they were
like
too good, yeah. They were too good.
crazy.
Yeah, so they've gone up 30 points, for example, for the 6 models. On the
Yeah,
great
significant,
photos. So
yeah.
I think the reason for that is that you've got so much good stuff, and
Yeah.
you kind of had room for extra sort of side dishes as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas now you've got to pick your main course, and that's your thing.
That's it.
You can't just have an all-you-can-eat buffet,
So
which
what-
I think...
So what you're
Magnus-
saying is they've been done like a dinner.
Yeah. Magnus, 20 Terminators.
Yeah.
Do the
Hey,
with the rest.
that will still ruin someone's day.
Oh, yeah, no, it's great.
Oh,
Which
it
is
has
what-
been, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. right,
What
yeah.
I always worry about is, you know, does that then become the only thing? Because if
Yeah,
you
you don't
lose
see
the
this that.
variety of option, it becomes a bit boring after a while, doesn't it?
But I mean, the irony is everything in the red was all we were seeing before. Do you know what I mean?
true.
So it would be interesting to see. Let us know, Thousand Suns fans. I love a bit of the Thousand Suns. I think they might be one of my favourite Chaos Legions.
All
I
this
just think-
dust.
I know all this sand. I'm sorry, okay? I'm paying for my sins of previous editions. Tyranids. Just point changes, really. GC has gone down. Morlock, New Elector, and the Tervagon, which is cool, I suppose.
Maybe you'll see them.
Yeah, Tyranids are in a weird spot of I feel like they've been doing their thing.
Yeah,
Just continue doing their thing. There's
yeah.
nothing's really
It's
broken
a
the bank for them.
Very versatile army.
Yeah, they've got loads of options. So that's cool. So yeah, power to you, Tyranids. World Eaters.
Yes! I love them. They've had some changes.
They have had some changes. Sadly, not to Berserkers.
I can't believe that.
I can't believe it either.
It's because of there's a couple of outlier lists doing very well at events where you spam, which was going to be one of my original league lists, where you take 60 Berserkers, potentially 80. I would go 60 myself because you then run with the 3 Juggerlords. They're very fast then. They ignore terrain, which is absolutely filthy. And it's a lot of bodies to chew through. However, it's really one of those what I call like a gatekeeper list. It's a bit of a gimmick list. It will fall apart in singles events, in my opinion, against, you know, things like Triple Forge Fiend or things which have just got, you know, an oppressive amount of, like even your Sallies, you know, all of that Overwatch, you know, it's gonna, but it will also cause a lot of problems for a lot of people.
Yes.
But I don't think that makes Berserkers good. And in my what I've seen online, these lists are only doing really well in team events.
Team event, yeah.
Where of course you pair it against the army which can't deal with that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make Berserkers good. I think they needed to change the rule.
The easy fix is to make the 20 cost more,
Yes.
like they have with the Blood Claws.
Yep.
Yes.
Right? And then obviously give the Berserkers, like even +1 strength is something.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever get over
It's a shame.
this.
It's a real shame. But what is nice for you now is your Exalted 8-bound. Each time model in this unit makes a melee attack that targets a monster and or vehicle until the end of the phase, improve the damage characteristic by 1.
Yeah, that's really
Which
good.
is
Nice.
pretty tasty.
That's really good.
And the
Slaughterbound,
Slaughterbound,
strength 10 now.
strength 10 now.
Yeah, which is, I mean, the Slaughterbound was already in. It's already an amazing piece anyway. So
Incredible.
Now I've got 3
Really
of them.
tasty.
That's all good.
Yeah, Berserker Warband, that's strength 12.
Yeah,
That's-
he's
Yeah, man, it's big.
nasty. He's nasty.
Angron has gone down in points. Chaos Lammer has gone down in points. Chaos Spawn have gone up.
Yeah.
I feel like, a lot of the up points are things they've identified that aren't quite World Eaters-y, that are being deployed quite effectively.
With the change to Spawn, which you're seeing most people take anyway, and 8-bounds, the points changes end up kind of being just a bit of a wash.
Come out of the wash. Chaos Terminator has gone down for World Eaters. 8-bound have gone down quite significantly, to be fair. Minus 30 for a unit of 6, minus 15. Obviously, that's the same. That's how maths works. Exalted 8-bound have gone down as well. 20 points for 3, 40 for 6. Forge Fiend's gone up by 20 points. No one is surprised.
It does make the Mauler Fiend even more valid, which I've proved does actually work.
They're tasty, those Mauler Fiends, man. And then Khan the Betrayer has gone up 15.
Shame. Shame.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
The ability on the 8-bound, is that model in this unit?
Each time a model in this unit.
Okay, so it would extend to the Slaughterbound.
Yes.
That's with the strength buff, that's significant. You're destroying
Oh,
those
my
vehicles
list
with
just
him,
got
like,
even nastier.
Also, if you come up against
good.
Terminators or something like that, you are just one-punching them.
Yeah. I mean, there's a detachment out there for +1 damage as well.
Yeah.
For 8-bound, so
Yeah.
you could be damage 4.
Yeah, that's absolutely disgusting.
That Wild Eaters are a really good army
Yeah.
still. It's just, you know.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. They're a great army. They're not necessarily a problem. It's more berserkers just feel wrong.
Yeah, I just don't.
That's the thing. That ultimately,
The
that's
lifeblood of the army is not there.
The iconic thing in the army doesn't feel right at all.
No.
But they have other ways and means of doing their
delivering,
thing. So
And 60 berserkers with 3 juggernauts.
it's still pretty spicy, yeah. But then that feels like you're running orcs.
Yeah, it
you
sort
know
of
what I
really
mean?
goes
What?
the other way.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
Very strange, yeah.
That's it. Those are the changes. Whistle stop tour, but some big changes. I think a lot of stuff to kind of bring things in line this time around. It doesn't feel as world changing as when we saw stuff like with Tau suddenly completely changed the greater good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit more. There's cool changes in there. Like the Orc stuff is really cool. Great changes for Dark Angels, but there's lots of things that make a lot of sense for those armies. And I think they've listened to or seen how things are deployed and tried to adjust it. Like we were just saying with World Eaters, it's the things that almost you wouldn't assume would be very World Eaters-y, like Spawn and Forge things that have gone up, but the stuff that is World Eaters-y has gone down to try and create more evocative factions. Overall, how many metas out of Mike are we giving these changes?
I'll give it 3.
Yeah, 3.
It's all right. You know, they've tried to put a plaster on Knights, which obviously been a big problem. Pun intended. So that's nice, but I think there's more they could do.
Am I right in thinking that has happened before the book is publicly available?
You probably are correct. and actually before the Knight Defender's out as well.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I was like, normally there's a bit of a dogleg between it being allowed to released and then it actually becoming easily to get.
Yeah.
So that is, I think, a world's first if they've changed the rules before the books come out.
I guess the issue is, did it come out before pre-orders or after pre-orders? Because if it was after pre-orders, people may have already invested in
their money.
I think this is post pre-order, isn't it?
So
That's it.
I mean, part of it is also if you're buying the army just to bully your friends with 3 lights that can do full tilt, that's more a you thing. I think it is.
if you need that in your life,
yeah, power to you, dude. Go for it. But I feel that's the thing. What about you? How many metas out of Mike are you giving this?
I would also give it a 3.
That's
there are some exciting changes for some factions, which I think is going to be really fun to try out new things like Orks, for example. But overall, I think and the removal of the challenger cards, but they've not replaced it with anything like they've not. It's kind of made it less interesting, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I'll be honest, I'm sort of ready for like a nice fresh injection of like
I think we need to
something new in the game. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of
something
factions,
fresh.
A lot of things don't feel right
Yeah.
here, but have been fixed. But it's like you said, it's like obviously it's like a core rework at some point.
Yeah.
Some factions feel like it's just wrong. You can only make Fulgrim so cheap, or you can only make Berserkers so cheap. You just kind of need to fix the core issue at hand. I think I agree with both of you. However, I would be remiss if whatever Guardian Angel at Games Workshop is looking after me to not give this 5 out of 5. Damage 3 on the Vengeance.
I mean, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, the Lion's great. Damage 3 on the Vengeance, and in Carmine Blades are hitting on 2s, and they fixed the Riptide. It's been a good day for me. I love this. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. If you want to see how this shakes out our League factions, head over to On Demand because those games will be coming out, and we, as soon as we got this, have put that into practice in the games that are available. So that's very exciting. We also have a ton of battle reports coming out with loads of these factions because we are going to try and do the coolest changes as far as we can see it as quickly as possible. So maybe we'll do like Adeptus versus Orks or something. That could be really fun. So you can see a lot of this in action as soon as we can, basically. But until next time, I've been James Jordan, aka The Bard. I've been joined by Lawrence Baker, the Spider, and the competitive correspondent, Mr. Metamic. We've been Tabletop Tactics. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.